Hi, and thank you for watching. On today's show,
we're going to talk to you about Stinger. That's right, Stinger's new micro Bluetooth power sport amplifier, the SPX350.2. So stay tuned. So it seems like motorsports or boats, SUTs, motorcycles are building equipment for those has become very popular. Would you agree?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. So Stinger, one of the companies owned by Amp of America, who also owns this company right here, Phoenix Gold,
Yes.
came out with this product right here. This is a motorsport or small chassis waterproof amplifier. That also has a Bluetooth chip built into it.
Awesome.
So you can see that, well, we'll show it to you, but there's lots of applications for this amp. For one, the size, as well as the fact that it's got Bluetooth built into it. Let's go ahead and take a look at it.
Okay.
So first thing that comes in the box is the owner's manual. All of these come with a birth certificate. So on the birth certificate, it shows you what recommended power is, as well as what the amplifier actually tested out at. This particular amplifier looks like it tested out at 1 watt above whatever recommended power was. It comes with the mounting plate to cover the wiring and lock in the Bluetooth. Now what this is designed to do is help keep moisture out of the amplifier, as well as lock the Bluetooth dongle in place. So it comes apart, and what you do is you set it onto the amplifier and push it down into place. And then the top half goes on, and then there's 5 screws that hold it in place. You have one here, there's one here, as well as 2 on this side. It comes with a volume knob. Now the cool thing about this volume knob is it's pushable. It clicks, because what this does is this is a 20 dB mute. So if you're driving and you have this mounted somewhere and you need to talk to somebody and it's really loud, you don't have to pull out your phone. You can just hit this and it'll mute it. Pretty cool. Which we'll demo. You have the power plug. Now the nice thing about this power plug is it has inputs, conventional inputs. It has an output, so you can daisy chain these. You can go out of one into another, as well as the speaker output is 2-channel.
Okay.
Now this unit comes with a bag of screws. And inside the bag of screws are also 4 feet. So on the bottom of the amplifier, there's 4 holes here and here. And what this is used for is mounting. Now, it comes with 4 feet, but you can also make your own custom mount for this as well. It gives you screws, so if you want to make a piece of ABS to mount this to, you can, or a piece of aluminum, depending on what you're going to put it in. You don't have to use these mounting feet.
What is this?
This
What's in the box?
Yes, what's in the box? This is the important, all-important Bluetooth dongle. So inside here is a cool thing that says Stinger on it. It's got a USB on one end. This is where your USB dongle goes. Now this is the USB dongle. It has the name on the top. You want to make sure that this is facing upwards when you put it in. So like if the amp is sitting like this, make sure this is facing up. Slowly put it in, and then when you feel it, give it a push. Don't want to lose that.
Please don't. There you go.
So here is the amplifier here. So one of the key selling features on this amplifier is its size. It's very tiny, it's very thin. The actual numbers on this are, it is 5.11 inches across, it is 4.72 inches deep, and it is 1.6 inches high. Well, to put that in some perspective, here's a DVD, as well as here's an iPhone 7. And we're going to go ahead and pop the top on it. Now there is some silicone here and across the back, so I don't recommend doing this. But once you get the amplifier top off and you look at the amplifier, you can see it's jammed packed full of, electronics. This is the Bluetooth dongle right here. Let's remove that real quick. The board is conformal coated, as we said. You can see all that. So you have your power input, remote input, and ground. This is where your main power plug goes. This is where your volume control / mute Here's your high pass crossover, low pass crossover and off. You have the input sensitivity right here, or the gain. And you have the crossover between 40 and 400 hertz located right here. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the amplifier as far as power, because naturally that's one of the key features. So it is a 2-channel amp, so it will do 100 watts times 2 at 4 ohms.
Okay.
It'll do 175 watts by 2 at 2 ohms.
2 ohms.
And of course you can bridge it mono and do 350 by 1 at 4 ohms. Now, because like we said, this has an input and an output, you can daisy chain these amplifiers. Because of their small size, you could conceivably put 4 speakers, your highs, off of 1 amp, and then have a second one to power, let's say, a 10-inch subwoofer. Now, the trick to that is, and you only need 1 Bluetooth dongle to do that because you're only going to pair to the first. Now, the first amp in the daisy chain has to be the subwoofer amp. So you would plug in and you'd make that the subwoofer, and then out of that would be the highs amp.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how you'd wire up 2 of them. 1, it really doesn't matter. There's only 1. You would leave the Bluetooth dongle out of the second amp. You don't need it because obviously you're not going to pair to 2 Bluetooth dongles. You just pair to 1. So this has, like we just showed you, this comes with a Bluetooth dongle that plugs into the amplifier. This uses Bluetooth 2.1. Now, the idea why they used Bluetooth 2.1 was for power and range. You get a guaranteed 30 feet right out of the box. So if you mount this into the center console of, let's say, a boat, you're good for 30 feet. They say they tested it up to 60 feet with no problem. When you're powering it up for power wire, it does take up to an 8 gauge, but depending on how far you're going to run it, you could probably get away with maybe using 2 10 gauge if you're going to mount this, within 2 or 3 feet of the battery. It will need a fuse. It's not internally fused. They recommend using a 30 amp fuse, so that's good to know. One other thing that the manufacturer did recommend that we pass along to you is if you are going to use it for something where you're going to be just strictly high pass, they did say it was a good idea to turn on the high pass filter and, let's say, actively cross it over between 40 and 50 hertz. Because most 6.5s aren't going to play that frequency all that well, and to get more volume out of the amplifier and make it run more efficiency, they recommend turning on the high pass filter. So no unboxing would be good without some form of a demo. So what we got here is we have our amp powered up, we have our test speaker hooked up to it. Fernando's already gone ahead and paired the phone. Go ahead and turn on your phone. So it has volume control. It will not turn it all the way down, it's just adjustable. So as you can see, you can still hear it, but you can turn it up. If you hit the remote, it's not going to explode. It is a 20 dB mute circuit, so that you can quickly turn it down if you need to carry on a conversation. Hit it again, turn it back on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Now, the one thing is, though this is for motorsport, this is not waterproof.
Right.
So take care where you do mount this. I don't think you're going to want to put it in an area where you're just going to hose it off. The amplifier will also work without it. In that case, you can just control the volume from the phone itself.
Yes.
So as much as we like doing these live demos when we unbox it, nothing's better than actually showing you how to put it in what it's intended for. So we're going to go ahead and take you right now to us installing this in a boat. So here we go. So we're going to go ahead and get this pre-wired and ready for the boat. For this particular install, we're going to use a double 10 gauge because we've only got about 3 feet to go. Alright, so let's take a look at this harness here. We're not going to be using any of these. So we're going to go ahead and cap all those off. If you don't have these cool little caps, you can just use heat shrink and pinch the ends. Okay, let's figure out a place where to put this thing. Alright, so it's got this This is a power supply for the batteries. So we could possibly mount it right here. We could make a shelf and set it like this. I kind of like that idea. That way if there's any water, it'll drain out of, you know, it won't get inside the amplifier, even though it's conformal coated. You know, every little bit helps. All right, let's make a bracket. This particular amp has a turn-on wire that needs to get hooked up to the ignition. So we've gone ahead and found it. It's this wire right here. So we're going to go ahead and add a connector to it so that we can hook up our ignition wire. So we've gone ahead and searched to find the best place to mount the cool little volume mute knob. And we're going to go ahead and put it right here by this warning sign. It's really the only place for it. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we have the amplifier mounted, we have the boat turned on, we see it in our Bluetooth. We're going to go ahead and pair. Alright, so the volume works, the mute works, we're all good. Alright guys, back to the store. And we're back!
Wow, that fast, huh?
Where were you, man?
I'm sorry, I was just
That totally sucked. Alright. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead.
Thank you for watching. You guys can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
And as usual, we do these things 5 days a week. It's fun and excitement in the car audio world. Yay. So thumbs up, subscribe, do all that cool stuff that you do on YouTube. That makes us so very happy. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below and we will get back to you. Otherwise, you guys have a great night and we will see you later next time. Bye.